Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 99. My name is Jason Erpeling. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. As always, I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyandSellDVC.com.
And today is December 28th, 2022. This is our last episode of 2022, folks. Don't worry, we're back in 2023. So this is not our last episode ever.
Hope all of you had a happy holidays, got all your presents that you wanted, and had a great time with family and friends.
And hope you're ready for New Year's Eve as well. And so 11 months from today is going to be November 28th. That's my birthday, so just keep that in mind. And the 7-month window is going to be July 28th, 2023. As always, Buy and Sell can be found buyandselldvc.com. DVC-Rental is DVC-Rental.com. Remember the dash to save the cash. Or on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and
Pinterest, technically Pinterest.
I'm not familiar with that, so I don't even try pronouncing it.
If anything else new comes out, I'm sure we'll be on there too. Whatever's new and hip in 2023, I'm sure we'll join it.
What is going to be the next big social media app? That's what Scott just dropped there for us. Yeah. I thought maybe you had an idea you were gonna.
Oh no!
I suggest you were gonna make a
huge on Snapchat.
I thought you were gonna make a bold prediction going into 2023 and say, "Watch out for this."
No, I've got nothing. Whatever the kids make popular, I'm too old to be trying to predict social media trends.
So we're gonna start on the buy and sell DVC side of things, and today we're discussing adding a resale contract to your direct purchase. So, some people, they a lot of times when someone buys direct, they don't even know that resales exist.
I think that's the majority of the time, because otherwise I think they probably want to buy resale.
Right.
I think, they don't know.
Yeah, so they don't know that resales exist. So they buy direct, so then they start using their points, they're having a grand old time, and then, the vacations soon become longer, maybe larger accommodations, maybe more, maybe they were planning on one trip, now it's 2 trips. So then they're looking into more points, and then they realize that resales exist, because now we talked in the episode in the past about how people find out about like rentals. It's usually on a bus. It's on the bus. Well, to me, where DVC members find out about resale the most is in the pool. That's where it happens. Really? It's in the pool.
You were just making that comment. That was a good joke. I said, I'm going to have to start hopping on the buses and just riding around and talking to people. And then you mentioned this. I'm like, all right, I'll hit the buses. You hit the pools.
It's in the
break.
pool.
Be back in 4 hours.
It's like these families, their kids are going down the water slide. They're either hanging out in the lounge chairs. They're hanging out in the pool. And the next thing you know, they start discussing, and they're like...
I have heard a lot of people talk about DVC in the pool. That's it. Man, you were on the ball with this. You're absolutely right. I'm pretty sure purchasing DVC and resale is best for the pools.
And then it's like, oh, where are you a member at? And then the person says, well, I own at Boardwalk. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, we own Grand. And then we bought resale at the Polynesian. And the guy's like, you bought resale. What's resale? And then that's where it gets...
And then Jason jumps up from his lounge chair. The glasses go flying off. Dives in. Let me tell you about resale.
We have mics planted all over the pools. So these people, that's when they discover. So you have a direct owner. They discover resales exist. So then they need to get their questions answered. How. So one of the questions is, I'm a direct owner with the DVC Blue Card. I make a reservation for such and such a resort, but I'm using my resale points. Is that vacation somehow going to be different? I'm using my resale points versus when I use my direct points. And it's not going to be any different. There's no difference.
Well, you might be happier knowing that you paid a lot less.
Yes. But it's not Disney, but it's, some of them, they think that, oh, you're checking in, and they're like, okay, you're using your points that don't have the benefits from your blue card.
Oh, sir, you get the janitor space today. You have a 2-bedroom janitor closet.
We need you to wash the pool towels today.
Exactly. You're able to stay in the real rooms, but you have to do chores around the hotel.
So your stay and everything is exactly the same. There's no difference if some of your nights are using resale points, some of your nights are using the one that was a direct purchase. There's no difference whatsoever. There's no difference in, banking your points, borrowing your points. The key thing is whenever you add on is whether it's you buy more points directly or whether you buy resale. If you buy more points at that same resort, all of your points can be combined between 7 and 11 months at that home resort. Under 7 months, again, it's first come, first serve. But if you buy, say, Polynesian, and then your next purchase is, say, Saratoga Springs, when you call up 7 to 11 months in advance to stay at the Polynesian, you can only use your Polynesian points. You can't use the Saratoga Springs points, and that doesn't matter if you bought these Saratoga Springs resale or you bought them direct. Those rules, when it comes to 7 to 11 months, under 7 months, are the same whether it's resale or direct. So, there's no difference there.
No matter how many times you hear from a guide who says, I heard in the upcoming year that, if you own at Boardwalk, you'll only be able to stay at Boardwalk. So I know guides have actually floated that around for like the last 20 years or so, trying to help make some sales.
And then, and the other thing, of course, is, is like he says, where can you use your points? So right now, if you buy the resale points at any resort except Riviera, then you can use your points at all the other 14 resorts. If you buy resale Riviera, then you can only use your points Riviera. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Polynesian and Disneyland Towers to see if they're going to have the rule of the Riviera or not. My prediction, I think, on record is it's not going to be the same rules of Riviera.
I agree.
That's what I think is going to happen. So,
I think almost definitely not for Polynesian. I think that's pretty much be like Grand Floridian, where it's part of the original Grand Floridian. They'll keep the same date and they'll sell, and you'll be able to switch between them, same exact rules. I'm very curious to see about the tower at Disneyland, though. I hope you're right.
So,
because I would like to stay there. It's another option for people who own at Walt Disney World resorts to stay in Disneyland options. So I'm hoping that they don't sit there and say you can only buy direct to stay here, or I guess the old grandfathered points will be able to still be used, but we'll see.
And then the other question that happens, this is sometimes you have someone that buys 1, 2, 3 direct purchases with Disney, and and then they say, well, what if I sell these 2 and I buy resale? Then do I keep my, blue card membership? You are. If you have a membership that was tied to a blue card, as long as you keep one of those memberships, you're always going to have the blue card benefits.
Yes.
So hopefully that answers your questions. Do you think I answered the questions? I think I did, right?
I think so as well. I think I mostly just confused people and myself.
Well, they're just like everyone now is anxious to get into the pool and start.
I know I am. Once we're done recording, you and I are going out and promoting. It's still warm enough out.
And what's funny, well, I think it's crazy is the people some people, again, not all people. Obviously, I'm not listening to every conversation in the pool. But they rattle off their stuff so fast. They're like, we bought Boardwalk this date for this price per point. We own this. Then we bought this. And then we bought this. And I'm like, that's impressive, because I'm assuming they have jobs, they have families, they have their kids' birthdays they have to remember, anniversaries, all this thing.
I don't remember my purchases. I don't remember.
Exactly.
I the first one I can remember how much I purchased it at, but I don't remember the date or much about any of the other ones.
Yeah, some of these people, I'm like, did they write that on a note card before they got in the pool and memorized it?
Yeah, they might have.
So So now we're on to the food review of the week. And this is, I think Scott was in the pool discussing things.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
Let's see.
Well, a couple weeks ago, we went to Mama Melrose. That's where I had that great steak and macaroni and cheese. I want to come back to this because my wife had the chicken parm, which was the other highest rated and most recommended option as well. The one thing we thought about the chicken parm is that it was a smaller piece, a little bit thick. I mean, I guess maybe they could have pounded it out to make it look like a little flatter, and I think my wife would have preferred it maybe like that. But overall, it was definitely a very decent chicken parm. Had nice flavor and texture to it. The pasta there, I mean, it was just basic. It comes with spaghetti and the marinara sauce. It was nothing that blew us away. They also mentioned you can intertwine sauces. They also have a 4-cheese Alfredo, so. Both my wife and my son got they gave you a small side of Alfredo sauce, so they mixed the Alfredo with the marinara, and we thought that was nice as well. Overall, I give this a 7.6. If I go back again, I'll tell you, I will go back again. I definitely had a nice time. I will go back again. Next time I was on here, I originally wrote that, if I go back again though, I will get the steak and macaroni and cheese. I mean, if it wasn't available, I would get the chicken because the chicken was definitely a nice replacement. But again, the option of possibly getting just the macaroni and cheese in a full dish is definitely interesting because that stuff was amazing. So either way, if you're a chicken parm person or you're not a steak guy, I mean, chicken parm was great. I mean, everything we had there was very good. The inside of the place was nice. The service, I heard a couple people saying how wonderful the service are, and then you have some people saying that we had the worst service ever. So I guess it just matters. You never know what's going to happen. I will say, and I forgot to mention it on the last video, one thing, I was a little iffy at first also because we walked up right at the time for our reservation, and there are people everywhere. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I walk in, and they're like, yeah, we're running about 25 minutes behind reservation times right now. So they finally got us in about 30 minutes after our reservation was supposed to take place, which is, I've never seen that anytime recently at Disney. I know in the past, a lot of times there have been waits, but anytime in the past couple of years where I've gone, I've not had issues where I had to wait a half hour past reservation time. So I was already a little iffy on going there, and then I had to sit there and wait. I was like, this is not setting a great example so far, but food was fantastic. Decor was wonderful. Server was really nice. I mean, it was just really, really good time. So I will be back.
Fantastic. And now we're on to the DVC-Rental side of things.
So I want to mention this because this is episode 99. So it's been going on a while now. And stuff I haven't mentioned in a while, I would list some of the benefits of booking DVC rooms. So typically, we're about 40% cheaper than Disney for the same exact rooms. You get free parking at the resorts, which saves you $25 per night on all of the deluxe resorts. A lot of stuff that's not mentioned is you get free extra magic hours, where only deluxe and DVC rooms get the extra magic hours, which means every day at least one park is open early or stays open late. So again, originally it used to be if you were staying on property, you got extra magic hours. Within the last year or so, they made it so only if you're staying at the top tier, you get the extra magic hours. And DVC is the top tier. So not only are you saying 50% off over Disney's prices, you also get the extra magic hours as well. With booking with us, you get a full-time staff with access to your account available to assist you. We're essentially your personal travel agent. You call Disney, you call for tickets, they're going to push you somewhere else. And they've got sections, and they're a huge company. With us, we're a small, family-run company. So you've got all of us kind of right there willing to help. All our reservations come with our free no questions asked travel insurance. We're the longest rated and longest running and highest rated DVC rental company that's out there. In the US, I'm the only owner who's also still involved in the day-to-day of the business. So if there are any issues with anything, I mean, normally there's not issues, but if there's any questions or any issues, I'm immediately brought in. So there's a couple other big companies out there. I mean, the owners have sold the companies. The owners no longer are involved at all. Their children run it. I'm still involved. So Scott, you see me in the videos. You see me posting online. I'm still very much involved. So, you're going to get, I don't know, I was mentioning this to ourselves, the next video thing as well, is that one of the things that I always want is I want to make sure that we have the best customer service. I always felt that the way to distinguish ourselves from everybody else is to offer the best customer service. And I'm proud to say that I've brought in a team that evokes that daily. We're out here, we're trying to help you. It's a Disney company. Your vacation should not be stressful. We want you to be happy because the people who go to Disney typically come back to Disney. Most people don't sit there and say, I went to Disney, it's one and done. Normally, you're coming every year, or if it's your first time, there's a very good chance that you're going to have a really good time, and you're going to say, everything was clean, everything was, we had a wonderful time, the kids had a blast. Odds are you're going to come back. So we want to make sure we offer the best customer service because we want you to come back. We want you to talk about us on the buses. We want you to sit there and say, hey, I've rented points for 3 years. This has been great. I want to become a DVC member now. I want to work with Jason on buying a contract because I want to be that guy who's laying out in the pool talking to people about how much I love my beach club. So again, we're a small run company. We're trying our best to help you. And I think we've got fantastic reviews. We've done our best to try to help everybody over the past 13 years. So and we're proud of everything.
And really it has to do with peace of mind because if you're in some of the Facebook groups out there, you will see, I don't know if the proper word, you'll see scammers out there.
Yeah.
They say, I have X amount of points for rent. They're at this price, and I mean, it may be look like a really good deal, or even it may even be just a normal price, but they're and then someone says, hey, watch out for this. They just scam me for $1,200 or whatever the case may be. So yeah, Scott Ferrioli's here. I'm sure you can figure out, if you wanted to, where his address is. I'm just saying,
oh man.
Well, you can verify a real estate license.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other Jason Erpeldings in the state of Florida that have a real estate license. People can find my address in 4 seconds. But so it's just peace of mind because my father-in-law, my in-laws, when they come to Orlando, they usually stay in they usually rent a timeshare that's close to our house. And they're doing it through Red Week. And, my father-in-law has, certain things that he does to make sure that, he's not getting scammed. He has to go through and, he, I think, has a conversation with the owners, wants to know 20 questions. But a lot of people out there that are renting DVC points, it's just like messages. It's like, here's it,
Yeah.
And of course, if an individual has rented out points for a number of years, they just want to deal with experienced renters, then they don't want to answer like 400 questions, whereas you guys are going to answer all their questions and do everything, and because it's we're far removed from the days of points renting for $8, $10, $12, $14 a point. I mean it's so you want to make sure that you have peace of mind that this is this is what's going to happen. If I rent from DVC-Rental, I'm going to check in here. I'm going to get this resort. I'm going to check out. So
yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. And since the pandemic, we've seen the amount of scammers kind of going up a lot of times in other groups. And we do have one very nice lady, honestly, who messages me probably weekly, who says, "Hey, check this person in your group. Check this," because they see them doing a scam in another group, and she helps police the resales group with us as well. We try to block people who we think could possibly be scammers. And again, we have somebody else who actually sits there and says, remove this person, they've done this, or check this out, they've got a fake profile. And I saw somebody the other day who got pointed out in the group that they were trying to sell a reservation. It was like, I'm making this up right now, but it was the week of Christmas, and it was 2 nights, and they were asking like $250 a night for the week of Christmas. And the points that they were pretending were on the reservation, they were saying, oh, it's only $20 a point, but they were basing it like the room would be like 12 points per night, which the week of Christmas, it's more than double that. And the person had a screenshot of their room, and they had put the incorrect points on there. So the people were editing screenshots to try to make it work, and so they had fake screenshots on there that had been altered. I mean, just you have to be careful with who you're renting it from.
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean,
And again, I'm here. I've been doing this for about 13 years now. And again, so we have hundreds of recommendations and 5-star reviews. So, honestly, we're going to be a little bit more than if you're going through a private person. But you know that it's safe. You know it's going to be handled well and professional. You know it's going to come with the insurance already on there. So, I mean, it's up to you. But personally, I'd rather pay a little bit more for peace of mind and know that I'm taken care of.
because, I mean, from my perspective, I don't even know, like, I mean, I'd rather, if you rent from a company, because some people are like, oh, if you rent from an individual, make sure to get their information so you can look up their deed to see if they actually own the property. I'm like, okay, I can do that, but what prevents them from, after they book the reservation, to cancel the reservation? So,
Or a lot of times they'll set up fake names on Facebook, and they'll say, oh yeah, my name is, Mike Smith. And when you look up the deed, oh yeah, there's a ton of Mike Smiths on there. And, when you pay them, though, you're paying them with PayPal or Zelle or whatever Venmo they're taking. You know what? It's not Mike Smith. It's somebody from, a lot of times it's been out of the country. There's been a lot of people from out of the country who've been scamming people. I mean, it's just be careful out there.
yeah, be careful, please.
I'm glad your dad's asking a lot of questions and doing well with this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy out there. So,
I think that's enough. Whew.
thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed 2022. 2023 is right around the corner. So come back, join us, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and have a safe and happy new year.
Take a look for us in the DVC pools, because that's how we're promoting from now on. See you soon.